And good morning. My name is John Boykin. I'm a PGA of America Life member and serve as a senior PGA professional for Clipped. Clipped is proud to again partner with the Georgia PGA section. I want to thank Scott, and Michael and the entire section team for inviting you to this program and welcome PGA members and associates. The central topic of our webinar is technology in golf learning. Today, technology touches our lives in so many ways. Almost everyone uses a smartphone. Many now wear smart watches. I have a cube on the windshield of my car that tells my insurance company how I drive. The better I drive, the bigger my discount when I renew my policy. We're all using technology more than ever. During this program, we'll look at how technology in golf learning has evolved and how significant it's become for all golfers who want to get better, especially when coupled with the valuable instruction provided by PGA and LPGA professionals. And we'll emphasize the importance of player and coach collecting golf data and how it's being used to power improvement. This is especially significant for junior golfers with the goal of playing college golf at any level. We'll also share the unprecedented success enjoyed by college players and teams using Clipped. If you have a question at any point during the program, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a circle with 3 dots in it and the word more below it. If you'll just click on that, there's a Q&A function that allows you to enter your question, and I'll do my best to try to answer it at the end of the program. First, let's hear from 3 highly successful college golf coaches and a PGA professional owner of a successful golf academy that specializes in developing elite juniors and guiding them on their journey to college golf. I'm sure you'll recognize one of these coaches. Let's introduce them at this time.
Bruce Hepler's teams at Georgia Tech have won over 70 tournaments, including 14 ACC Conference Championships and men's national runner-up in 2023. Georgia Tech was the first program to use Clip. Brian Potter is associate head coach of the Wake Forest women's team and used Clip data to plan the program's first ever national championship in 2023. Ryan Heisey is assistant coach of the highly rated Florida State men's and women's teams, where he uses Clip with all the players in the program, including world number 1 male and female amateurs, Luke Clanton and Lottie Rode. Roger Nick, a PGA professional in Connecticut and the founder and operator of Performance Golf Center for more than 20 years. He is noted for developing juniors with the goal of playing college golf. Roger uses Clip with leading high school and college players, and his clients include golfers on every major professional tour. He's also the founder of the U.S. Junior Golf Federation. How important is collecting stats data for a junior player who wants to play college golf?
Well, I think it's, I don't know how else you measure improvement or how you measure, what to work on if you're not keeping track of things. So it's certainly a big part of college golf, and I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to start sooner than that, especially if they have desires to play at a very high level or even just play anywhere in college golf. It's impossible to know what to work on if you don't keep track of what you're doing.
We're always trying to level up in golf. So for a junior golfer, we're trying to become a good and great collegiate player. And if your dream's to play the PGA or LPGA tour, then you need to continue to improve there. So I think that the first step in improving is knowing where you are and knowing where you want to be. I think Clip does a great job of that. Junior golfers will figure out where their strengths are, where their deficiencies may be, and then they can get to work on doing that. So I think that collecting data is a huge first step in continuing to grow as a golfer.
At the end of the day, coaches, we help our players a lot, but we always preach to them, you have to know your game better than anyone else. And keeping track of your stats and understanding how to get better and improve in certain areas is the first step in that.
We've been collecting stats and data on players for a long time now. I've been doing this for about 25 years, 30 years working with junior golfers, but it has been an essential part of what we do in collecting information on players to really help them understand where their game is. So as it relates to the college golf landscape now, it's so advanced, or it's getting to a point where how do you separate yourself with other recruited players? That data is so important to be able to help, let coaches know, where are your skill sets? I think, being able to collect data on players like that has been tremendously helpful in the relationships with the college coaches recruiting you.
What's been your experience when a junior golfer is able to share their data, hopefully using a Clipped account, with a college coach during the recruitment process?
It's a no-brainer. These coaches start to recognize that, man, this kid who's a developing kid is already doing stuff that their players in college are doing. So it makes it so much easier for this college coach to recognize that he doesn't have to worry about this player practicing, doesn't have to worry about him practicing on the wrong things. He knows what's expected of him. So as a recruiting tool, it's been amazing. Coaches have been, touting how much they like when they have this full package.
Well, obviously there's thousands of young men to sort through in the process of recruiting. I would certainly think it would demonstrate a certain level of maturity. I mean, I think that's the thing that you watch a lot in college is just the growth as a person, the growth in their maturity while they're in school. But I would think that would demonstrate someone who is maybe a little more grown up, a little more focused, and very passionate about what he's doing.
I think it shows their dedication to getting better. I think it takes away some of the guesswork in how they're going to get better. I mean, there are recruits now that have shared their Clipped data with us. Again, it's just something that, as a coach, more that a player, a recruit, a junior golfer can show their determination, how much they really care, and their dedication. It goes a long way for us.
Yeah, that's huge for us, because I'm a big believer in keeping data, but I also believe that if you are willing to spend time doing that, you really care. And for us specifically at Wake Forest, we want people that obviously shoot good scores and play well in tournaments, but they have to have a passion for the game, and they have to love the grind, and they have to love improving, and they have to have, a certain goal for themselves. And so that's just a big piece of it. If you're willing to do that, you're probably willing to work really hard, and you probably have a passion for your game and where you want to go. So a huge indicator for us, if that's our kind of person.
There's millions of opportunities to play college golf for certain. But, every place only has now, with the new situation, as many as 9 on the roster spot. And so it's going to be more and more competitive for young people to get to go to places. And so that competition should create some urgency. One of the great things about it is you're off, and usually most of the instructors that I know can't travel with junior players. They can't be there to watch. And so be able to capture that information and take it back to their teachers is huge, because, it's hard to tell somebody about a movie when you can't see it. But at least you'd have some information about how you played that day that's legitimate and is real to take back to the people you work with as you try to get better and be able to have a chance to play college golf. So that's where I think the information could also be very valuable, as the young person takes it back to who they're working with, and they go through those and develop a practice plan and a strategy to get better.
I have a player right now who happens to be playing in college. He came into us as a kid who never kept really any stats, never really didn't pay much attention to really anything. I would say he was almost a novice competitive player. But as we started, collecting his data and Clipped, and him recognizing that he has some skill proficiencies, he really wasn't, getting the best out of his game, because he actually wasn't understanding why some of those other skills weren't getting better. So this young man, used this, religiously for the last 3.5 years in our program. And he went from a kid who's shooting in the mid-90s to a kid right now he was an All-American his freshman year in college.
I think that the great thing about Clipped is that it is all-encompassing. You don't just put your tournament stats in. You can do it during practice rounds. You can do it at home. You can do it during practice with the drills they have. You can also put your data from your TrackMan units as well. I think that just having all that in one place really gives the coaches, really gives the players a good sense of, here's where I am, here's where I'm going. You can track that, but you can also start to piece things together.
I know it's very difficult for a lot of us in the PGA and in working at clubs and working with junior golfers and golfers in general, but then being able to have a quantitative way to say, we've benchmarked where you've come in with us, we can track your progress, we can show you how you've improved. So the impact there is we have a high level of retention of our players, and our players have a high level of getting improvement. So, we see that improvement all the time. So when it comes to impacting our business, it's been tremendously helpful for us to have Clipped and have our systems.
Let's take a quick look at the history of technology in golf learning. In the 60s, we began to keep track of fairways hit, greens in regulation, and the number of putts. The 70s saw early, large and crude launch monitors, which were used primarily for research and development of equipment. The 80s began the age of video instruction. While not quite as awkward as we see here, the early units had a tiny screen, were on wheels, and needed a very long extension cord. In the 1990s, ShotLink was in development, and early versions of more viable launch monitors were being used primarily for club fitting. In the early 2000s, the PGA Tour began using ShotLink to collect players' data during tournaments. TrackMan made its debut in 2003. Between 2010 and 2015, we saw the introduction of GPS wearables, shot tracking, and numerous golf apps available to the public. From 2015 to 2020, we saw biomechanics, force plates, and the more prominent use of launch monitors by coaches and instructors. Wow, that's a lot of tech. By 2021, AI and analytics got into discussion on the design of golf clubs and shafts. Today, just take a look at TGL to see how far technology has reached into the game. There is now far greater availability of technologies to PGA, LPGA instructors and coaches. One major issue, all of these technologies couldn't talk to each other. Then, Clipped arrived. Clipped is an AI-driven performance app that's used by the best college programs and players. Clipped tracks your entire game, on-course play and practice. It's easy to record, measure, and track all of your golf shots. This can be done for rounds, tournament play, and when you're on the range, short game area, and putting green. Do your players find it as easy as we're hearing to use Clip Capture to put in their post-round data and their practice round data?
They do. Granted, they enjoy it more when they play well. I think that goes for anyone, but no, they do. And again, it just goes back to, conserving time, making sure that what they enter is accurate, but then also it's easy for them. It's easy for them to use. They're always on their phone, but if they have their laptop, they're always on it while they're doing schoolwork. So it is a very convenient, easy way to record your stuff.
It's the best that I've ever used, and I think it's nice. You can do it, on your phone right when you get done. We can get instant feedback after a round, and I think the biggest thing about data entry is if it's easy and it's quick, our players are more apt to do it. Once it becomes a routine and you start doing it regularly, you find there are so many cool features in Clip that you want to explore once you start putting your stuff in.
Yeah, it's been extremely easy for us. I mean, again, we're, probably much like a college environment. I mean, our high school environment and our academy environment is very similar. Obviously, we're trying to prep them for that next level. So it is a requirement after every practice that we sit down and we go through what we would call an after action report and go and collect their and get their information. So you pull it up, go right in it, plug in your data. It's been, tremendously helpful for those guys. And it's easy to use.
Right. I think that's why the guys use it, because the ease of it and the valuable information that they can capture.
Clip reveals your superpowers. It shows what you do when you play your best. It helps you focus on your strengths and improve your weaknesses. Clip helps you and your coach create personalized practice plans so you can optimize the time you have to work on your game. What to work on is a unique, data-driven priority list for your game, making you efficient and targeted with your practice time. How does Clip help your players with their time efficiency? We know that they're students and athletes. Time efficiency and with practice and knowing what to work on.
With a college player and junior golfers are the same. You have class that you have to go to, you have homework that you have to do, and so the time that you have is pretty limited, and there's just a certain amount of time that you have each day to get better. Our players know, okay, here's what I need to do to get better. Here's what will move the needle for me. So I think it really guides them in how much time and what to do. And then that's where you start seeing results, is using your time as wisely as you can.
That's one good thing Clip does above any other platform, is it makes it visibly easy for us to see where there are rooms for improvement and what they're doing great, because you got to be able to point out what they're doing great as well.
You don't have just an unlimited amount of time to go do whatever you want. And so to be able to analyze the areas that you have in between tournaments, even at a tournament, we keep stuff every day there. Maybe after the round, you work on some stuff. So there's not an infinite amount of time. It's finite, and you've got to figure out what to work on when it's time to work on it.
Clip has developed powerful new ways to measure and understand skill. What makes Clip so easy to understand and embrace is the language of Clipped: shot quality and player quality. Every golf shot, both on the golf course and in practice, is measured by Clip's AI and awarded a shot quality score. The scores are awarded on a scale of 0 to 200. On the left, you see 0. This is the worst possible outcome. A drive hit out of bounds, a shot that has no scorable value. On the right, 200 represents statistical perfection, such as a hole-in-one, holding an approach shot. In other words, the perfect golf shot. In the center, you see 100. Via partnership with the PGA Tour, Clipped has analyzed shot length data on millions of golf shots to arrive at 100 as the skill level expected of a male tour player. In a golfer's Clipped account settings, they can select a number of benchmarks, from college Division I male or female players, scratch golfers, 0 handicap, or 15 handicap, making it specifically relatable for all golfers. What you see here is the 17th hole at Royal Liverpool Golf Club, site of the 2023 Open Championship. We use it to demonstrate the difference between strokes gained, a metric we hear about often on TV broadcasts, and shot quality. You see here this par 3 measuring 140 yards with an elevation of 8 feet and a back right pin position. The golfer has hit a very respectable shot to 15 feet from the hole. You'll notice a sunny day, mild temperatures with no wind. Strokes gained awards a score for this golf shot of plus 0.19. You'll see that Clip shot quality, remember the 0 to 200 scale, scored at a 95. Here's the same golf hole, same distance and elevation, and this time we've added driving rain and 30-mile-per-hour winds, with the same result of 15 feet from the hole. We would all agree this is a far more difficult golf shot. Yet, as you see, strokes gained awarded the same score of plus 0.19. Clip shot quality scored at 124, better than tour average. Clip considers all the factors that influence the results of a golf shot, including the weather conditions, and course difficulty, to give the most accurate feedback on every shot. We call this the performance dashboard, and it's what you will see in your Clipped account on your phone, tablet, or laptop. We use all your shot quality data to reveal your player quality, both overall and each part of your game. Clip's AI produces a player quality score using that same 0 to 200 scale from the shot quality scores in the 4 areas of your game. You'll see OTT represents off the tee, APP, approach to the green, ARG, around the green, chipping, pitching, and bunker play, putt, your putting, and you can go deeper into each area with the touch of a button. All this shot quality and player quality data feeds the what to work on, a personalized, data-driven breakdown of a player's game. This is Clip's most powerful feature, its secret sauce. What to work on breaks down the game into importance, the skills that have the biggest impact on a player's scoring. It can also be filtered by quick wins, which shows where players can make the biggest gains in the shortest amount of time. And it identifies trends in all areas of the game, providing positive affirmation when a player is improving and an early warning system when a skill is in decline. What to work on is used by the top college programs and players to optimize practice time, helping them get better faster. It enables every player to lean into practicing the skills that will move the needle for them.
And with Paula and Andrea from Stanford, tell us about your Clip data and how it's helped you.
I have a lot of information about my rounds and my progress, and I could see like what am I improving, where's the room for improvement, and I just feel like you just need to find what your focus is, and you can find it on Clipped 100%. So it's been super helpful for me. We've been using it this past couple of seasons with the team, and it's been working really well in my opinion.
I would say too, like it's always really helpful to see like the raw data, the data that it's actually really objective, because sometimes we go out of the golf course and we're like, oh, I feel like my putting wasn't that good or my driving wasn't that good, but you see the numbers and it's like, well, actually it was this that was off. And Clipped has been very helpful. There's this number that they put out that it's like, what is the part of your golf game that makes more difference in your good rounds than your bad rounds? So if you're gonna work on something like short term, preparing for a tournament, like for me, it's normally like going onto the green, and when I really improve that, my game really goes up. So I think that that's the way that Clip really helps.
So Callum, you tell us, how do you use Clip data between rounds, and do you study it as a team, you boys, or just individual?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all study it individually. I think after a tournament, that's when we'd study it as a group, see any discrepancies in terms of par fives or anything like that, or off the tee or certain parts of the game. But for me, individually, in between rounds, I like to look at it and see what I'm doing well, and see if I can keep that going, and then just keep an eye on anything that might look off. You know, maybe lose a few shots around the green or something, and then maybe think of something else, use a different club or whatever it might be.
Boys, to have a silver medalist from the Open in the team, boys, that's a big deal. Has your Clip data seriously helped you as a player to become a great putter?
Yes, I think it's cool the way it shows when you do the enhanced stuff. You're able to see certain reads, and if you underread or overread them. I think that's really cool data to have when you're practicing post-tournaments. Maybe create a practice plan in terms of putting. For me, it's been really helpful. I mean, I struggle with left to right putts, leaving them low, as most guys do. But that was really cool to see. You can practice. You got certain drills you can do. And I was just focused on trying to see the high side and stuff a lot more. But I felt myself improving as the season goes on. So,
how do you use Clip during the tournament week?
So, especially for nationals, I see all of the stats for all of the tournaments to know what I have to work on. Especially in this course, I think it's a course that inside, I don't know, like 130 to 80 yards. That's the key. It's not a really long course, but you gotta be really precise with your shots and, well, to have good chances of birdie. I use Clip for that. I see how am I doing with my 130 shots, with my 120, with my 110 around those shots to know what especially I have to work on. And for the putter, I think, I mean, you can hit it really good, but if you don't putt good, you're basically toast. So I see how am I doing with my putt in every stat.
Clipped has become established as the leading analytics platform in college golf. Teams using Clip technology enjoyed amazing success in the 2024-2025 season. 202 college golf tournaments were won by teams using Clipped. This includes 7 of the 12 men's and women's NCAA Division I regional winners and both of the men's and women's NCAA national champions. Elite college programs and players are using Clip to win championships, set school records, and get to the next level. Let's take a look at some standout results from teams and players using Clipped in the just completed 24-25 season of college golf. Oklahoma State men won the Division I NCAA National Championship in their first season using Clip. The Northwestern women won the NCAA Division I National Championship, their first in program history. Arkansas's Maria Jose Marin, her team uses Clip, won the 2025 NCAA Division I Women's Individual Championship. Clip's What to Work On identified the need to work on putting from specific distances. After receiving the trophy, Maria spoke about how that additional work on her putting was a key factor in winning the individual championship. The Stanford women's team continued their winning ways. Following their 2024 national championship, in 2025 they were unbeaten in stroke play events, winning 9 times and finished runner-up in the national final to champion Northwestern. Florida State's Mirabelle Ting won 5 times in the 24-25 season, becoming the #1 ranked player in women's college golf. Mirabelle was named the winner of the 2025 Annika Award, presented annually to the Women's College Golfer of the Year. Oh, and Mirabelle and her Florida State women's team used Clip. Hiroshi Tai, another Super Clip user, won the 2024 NCAA Individual Championship at La Costa. In 2024, Clip Super user Melanie Green of the University of South Florida had a standout season that culminated in her winning the Women's British Amateur Championship, the first American player to win that title since 1996. Northwestern Women's 2025 National Championship gave Clipped users on 3 consecutive women's NCAA championship winning teams, following Wake Forest in 2023 and Stanford in 2024. Winning never gets old. This remarkable success has led to Clip becoming the official partner to the NCAA, NAIA, and National Junior College Athletic Association for live scoring, results, and rankings for every team and player in college golf. As well as powering college golf with data insights, Clipped is a clear leader in technology and golf learning. Integrating with Garmin, Full Swing, and other technologies, Clip takes in data from these sources along with our own Clip Capture data entry option. Using Clip to manually enter rounds of golf takes, on average, 10 minutes for 18 holes, providing you with a full range of Clipped insights on your round and your game. This feature is wildly popular with college golfers across the country. We're happy to announce Clip will provide a free Clip Coach account to PGA members and associates to begin adding students using Clip. With our PGA partners, Clip is offering a free 30-day trial to juniors watching this program. Additionally, at the end of your trial, you'll be offered a 25% discount off an annual Clip subscription. Regularly $240, your cost will be $180. Scan this QR code to access both offers.
Again, if you have any questions, please enter them using the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen in the More button there, and I'll try my best to answer them. Well, I hope that you've learned more not only about college golf and how players get there, but the significance of juniors having the goal, the desire of playing college golf using Stats platform, and the most widely accepted and most used one now is Clip. They have over 300 college programs, men's and women's programs, using the platform, and over 3,000 college golfers are using it. So it's really important to get your juniors to start collecting and using their stats, their data. Use it with you as their instructor to help them get better faster. So again, we hope that that's kind of the message that's come across. If you have any questions about how to use Clip or how to have access to Clip, you can either click the QR code here, or you can go to clip.com, and when it says clicked on Get Started, it'll take you to an opportunity to start either a coach account or a player account. As a PGA member or an associate or LPGA member, Clip will provide you with a free coach account, and that gets activated when you start entering your students who are using Clip. Your students, your juniors, could be even better amateur players. This is really a performance product. Those that start to use Clip will get it with a free 30-day trial. Won't even ask for any kind of payment. A free 30-day trial, and at the end of that 30 days, they'll be offered the opportunity to get an annual subscription, normally $240. Their price will be $180. Gosh, that's less than the price of a wedge these days, and certainly far more impactful. Again, hopefully you learned something from this. If you need anything more, please reach out to the Georgia PGA. They have my contact information. I'm sure that you have it through the section, and I'll answer your questions. We'll connect with the right people. We'd love to get you to take a demo on your own schedule. Gives you a complete look under the hood, as they say, at how Clip works, what it does, and how easy it is to use. Again, thank you to the Georgia PGA section for facilitating the connection for us with you today and getting you invited to this webinar program. Have a great rest of your day, and gosh, a great rest of the very hot summer here in Atlanta and in Georgia. Thank you again, everyone, and good day.